Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Fake Nerds Watch. We're the Fake Nerd crew. I was going to say Nerd Guys. We haven't been that in a long time. Hello. Hi, I'm Ryan Leopolis. That's Ben Magnet. That's Sparkz. Hey. And we're here to talk about episode 5 of Watchmen. I already forgot the title of it.
Fear of a Little
Lightning.
A little fear of lightning.
Little Fear of Lightning.
Yeah.
Which is a quote from Jules Verne's novel, 20,000 League Under the Sea. I'm a little sick, so my sinuses are killing me, so excuse me if I sound weird.
Allergies. They're real.
Yeah.
They suck.
They do suck, yes. Another great episode of Watchmen, guys. Can you believe it?
Oh.
Are you shocked?
Shocked
At this point, no.
I was shocked at the end of the episode, but I was not shocked that it was another great episode.
Oh, I just realized that we didn't watch this episode with Ben.
Oh, that's true. This was a revelation.
I wish we'd seen you during that opening.
Okay, so, funny thing, so my girlfriend, she's watching the show with me. Mm-hmm. She has not read Watchmen.
Yeah, this is a big episode for people who've not read the comics.
So she has never read the book. Mm-hmm. And the book, in case you're all wondering, is on my bookshelf. I do have it. I have read it. I absolutely love the book. And when we were watching this, because she was like, wait, what's going on in 1985? And I'm sitting there going, oh,
right, you don't know.
I know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So that opening with Wade,
Hoboken.
I had a feeling it was Wade at the beginning. I had a feeling it was him.
After a while, their dialogue and his southern drawl were like, okay, this is Wade. Yeah.
Also, he said he was from Tulsa too, so.
Mm-hmm.
No one was going to take away your nerd card if you didn't clarify that you'd read Watchmen. I just want you to know.
Okay.
So Megan's in the same situation, but I don't think she was thinking about it at the moment, but, like, we told her about the alien thing. She hasn't read the book or anything. But, you know, she asked, like, what are they referring to? We just explained it because we're like, well, we're not going to be assholes and be like, read the book or you're never going to know.
Yeah, okay. Now I feel like I'm an asshole.
No, it's fine.
No, because I told my girlfriend, she's like, because I did explain it to her. Yeah. I did tell her what was going on. And then I'm kind of like, coyly, I was like, hey, you should totally read the book.
No, don't mistake. I've done the same thing. But when she asked a direct question, like, what does that mean? I was like, well, if I don't answer it, she's just going to Google it, and I should just be helpful.
And also, this being, a kind of a standalone show, but also a sequel show, it gives you as much information as the show thinks it needs to give you. Right. Like, if you're not a fan. Because, like, up until this point, I think you don't necessarily need to know Watchmen to understand what's going on. There are obviously references and historical events, but with this episode, it's like, this is what you need to know with what happened in the comic. The squid happened in 85.
In the middle of New York.
I think if you were a person who didn't read the comic, you were waiting for this explanation.
Yes.
If you didn't do the Googling and you didn't ask somebody who read the book, and were just watching the show, you were waiting for this revelation of, like, what is the squid thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that happening?
Why are squids falling from the sky?
This is now when she took Ryan's copy of Watchmen, and it's now sitting next to her on the bed, and she's like, okay, now I need to read the book.
Excellent. Good on you, Megan.
That clicks it over. I definitely think that, like, people who were interested, this is an episode that pushes them more in that direction.
Yeah, that makes them go like, oh, maybe I will check this Watchmen thing out.
I mean, I did tell Fanny exactly what was going on, because she was thinking about the movie.
Yes.
And I told her, I was like, no, don't. I was like, no, this isn't the movie.
That's also a thing where if you've only seen the movie, this is not a sequel to the movie.
This really confuses you.
Yes. I think I told her right before the show started that this was a sequel to the book, not to the film. I told her to forget the film while we were watching it.
I think it's almost better to have never seen the film,
which
is where Megan's sitting at, and go into this and
that muddles it,
and not have read the book. Then have seen the movie and not read the book. Like, that makes it really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, because I told her before when we started watching it that this is a sequel to the book. There's going to be a lot of things different. Like, Dr. Manhattan didn't do any of the things he did in the movie, or the things at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. And when we actually did see the giant squid in New York, Tanner's like, wait, who did that? I was like, it was Ozymandias. She's like, who? Adrian Veidt. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy Irons. That was him. Yes. And I told her that pretty much the ending of Watchmen, that he planted that squid in New York to stop the Soviet Union and the United States from blowing each other up.
He created world peace by killing millions instead of billions possibly dying.
Which the episode itself explains later. Which I didn't think we were going to get that at the exact same time.
That was the thing that got me.
God, that's the juiciest thing.
Part,
oh, man.
That part, I mean, we're going to get into it later, but just that part where with Wade sitting in the chair after the other reveal that happens before that, which also...
reveal upon reveal.
Yeah, those 2 minutes of the show, of that episode, I'm like, what?
I was loving it.
I was like, oh my god, what? And then we get to the video of Adrian Veidt. I'm like, oh my god,
what? That's straight up just Watchmen happening in front of us. Like, oh,
right
this
there,
is the comic.
right there. I'm just sitting there going, damn it.
Before we get there, we should start with
we should start at the beginning
with Hoboken, 1985. And I think we can tell, like, as soon as it said Hoboken 85, we're like, oh, that's in New Jersey. That's close to New York.
I actually didn't know it was New Jersey.
Yeah.
I
did the is this New Jersey question mark thing? And they're like, yeah. But it's close enough where, like, okay, shit's gonna go down in this town. Something's gonna happen here.
Yeah. Which, I mean, at first, I didn't realize he was Jehovah's Witness.
Yes. I didn't know if it was Jehovah's Witness or Mormon, but religious people.
When you see the pamphlet, it says Watchtower, and that's their thing.
Gotcha.
But anyways, that's another thing. But what I loved is when every time the show opens in a different way every time, and I love that. That's one of the things I love, especially because if you listen really hard when the show opens, this episode specifically, you will hear the radio say, if the government has officially put the doomsday clock at 1 minute to midnight.
Yeah. That's always nice little touches anytime the radio's on.
Every time that happens, I'm like, oh, shit's going down.
But all the Jehovah's Witnesses come to Hoboken because this is where the sinners live. And I'm like, oh, don't talk about Jersey that way. It might be true. I don't know. I haven't been there.
I've never been to Jersey either.
But so you got little Wade. Probably teenage Wade?
I would say teenage.
Teenage Wade, or at least young adult Wade.
He's a teenager at this point.
This is not what I expected Wade to be in his early years.
Oh, no.
I guess you don't really know a person based off what you see them in the present, but, like, he's like a young and, like, naive church boy. And I'm like, oh.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Just, like, the person he becomes, it's like, oh, this guy's had a life, man.
I kind of like seeing where he came from, especially being like, he's a church-going boy from Tulsa, Oklahoma, out to save the souls of... I kind of feel for him, and then...
He still wants to save people.
Well, he's trying to help people. He's trying to tell people the good news, and then, of course, the people are being assholes to him.
Yeah, what's the good news? We're all gonna die soon.
And then this girl grabs him by the hand, and at first I'm like, there's no way.
Dude, this is like perfect, like, 80s movie... like nostalgia scene of like the bad girl who's gonna like woo the boy and like oh they're gonna fall in love and like you think it's like a romantic scene and like it's not.
At first I'm like she's not good. Like she starts undressing him and asking him about so it's the end of the world, don't you want to do things?
Mm-hmm. So this revealed the key point of Wade's character, which is that even before all this happens, Wade lies about when he's afraid.
Yeah.
Because she keeps asking, are you afraid? And he's like, no, I'm not afraid. Which is the exact same thing Wade's doing in the present, is he's constantly lying about the fact that he is afraid.
And this moment in his life is kind of I think the big spark of who he becomes, because I think this is really like the last time...
It defines his character all the way up to the present.
It's the last time he truly like trusts someone.
Yeah.
And it completely... One, it saves his life in a way. But
and
two,
also completely backfires.
It backfires and you see the sadness and he's like, I'm such an idiot, I can't believe I fell for this. Like, but again, it saved his life.
He starts... So obviously the girl is... she's undressing him and it looks like she's gonna like, hey, let's have some...
Hey, like, do you want to die a virgin?
Yeah.
And, I would fall for that easy. I love goth girls.
And she gets him completely naked, steals his clothes.
She was your deadly class fan.
Yes. Oh, my God, dude. I would be way totally just like, what just happened to me?
So her whole crew walked out of deadly class. Yeah. Design-wise.
To be fair, they are... At least they look like a design of the Top Knots, who are bad guys in the comic book. They're like a gang from New York.
Yeah.
They obviously got the Top Knots and stuff.
This is almost near that same time frame as Deadly Class. It makes sense why this is the look.
They're heavily inspired. Yeah.
So she steals his clothes. He's completely naked, save for his socks, in the Hall of Mirrors in a funhouse.
He's in a Hall of Mirrors!
Yeah, that's another thing. Good genesis for his future vigilante name later down the line. Mm-hmm. And he starts yelling at himself like he's
You're an idiot!
What's the word? Self-deprecating?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he's calling himself, you're a filthy sinner, how could you fall for that? And then the whole thing starts shaking. The glass shatters everywhere. Mm-hmm. And he goes down, his ears bleeding, he walks out, death.
Everywhere.
Total, complete
He picks up his jacket from the dead girl that he just met.
I mean, there's a few people survived who are like shell-shocked, essentially. Yes. They have no idea what the hell just happened. And he's constantly screaming like, what happened? I mean, it gets louder and louder. He's like, what happened? What happened? What happened? And then he screams, and it's
a beautiful pan out, and it's just one long pan out, and from New Jersey to New York, and it's just bodies after bodies after bodies.
And then you see the squid.
Right.
You see the tentacles first.
Mm-hmm. You do. You start seeing a tentacle, and then it gets to it, which is awesome. I would argue, like, the most incredible...
Real quick, the song that's playing, there's a lot of good stuff in here, but the first song that plays, it's Howard Jones's Things Can Only Get Better, and there's a specific line is, do you feel scared? I do, when it's playing when Wade is talking to this girl. And I'm like, oh my god, that's such a good song for this moment. And then the song that plays after the event happens...
Kenny G...
George Michael...
it was Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper.
Like, right when she starts undressing him, you hear the...
The saxophone goes on and she goes down.
Which that song will come back around.
Yes, that is the song that defined his life, and it keeps coming back in different ways, different interpretations of the song. And I normally hate when they use covers for songs, but this is such a brilliant and awesome way of using the same song throughout time that I really, really liked a lot.
Yeah, I noticed I heard Careless Whisper.
There's 3 different versions in this.
Yeah, I actually really dug Careless Whisper in this. Because normally when we hear that, you only hear the saxophone part. Yeah. But I love how they used that song throughout this whole episode. You had a non-speaking version. It was just acoustic, like someone playing on the guitar, and then a cover at the end of the episode.
I think her name's Natalie Dawn, because I was just listening to that song yesterday. Because I really like the cover of it.
So there's an effect that I don't think has ever been done with the original Careless Whisper when he's stepping out and it's broken.
It's like playing half speed.
Because it sounds like a stereo system that just was broken.
Yeah.
But I've never heard that happen with Careless Whisper, and they did more than just slow it down.
Yeah.
They added a distortion to
only
half of the notes. And what I think they did, is that I think they separated the left and right audio, and only one is distorted and the other is normal.
I believe
which creates that weird, like, echo effect that's happening.
It was really smooth for sure.
Of the messed up sound. I don't know that for sure, but
I dig that.
I've messed around with, like, left and right audio and editing before, and that sounds like what they might have done. Because you'd be surprised how weird things can get when you just isolate one side of what a song is supposed to be.
I often listen to headphones only one at a time at work, so I can see that.
Yeah.
I hear it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, especially with older songs, especially songs from the 60s and 70s, where you have two different tracks in different ears. You have one headphone on, you can hear the guitar in one ear, you can't hear the drums in the other.
Yeah, or the chorus is missing.
Yeah, it's just like that. I think this is probably the most incredible shot in the show so far.
Oh,
the reveal of the squid.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I read the comic.
Yeah.
But I think this does a better job of getting across the idea of people who were just hit by the psychic blast.
Yeah.
Because when you're going... Correct me if I'm wrong about it, but I feel like when you're going through the comic, it's hard to discern, like, didn't get hit with the squid.
The first 6 pages of the comic are all dead people.
No, I'm not... that's not what I mean. What I mean is, like, you see the squid so much that I don't feel like you get the distance radius as clearly from it.
I don't think
so. But it's been a while.
I don't think so, because I was looking at it earlier, and there are just after turn page of different parts of the city, and then one final splash page of the zoom out of the city.
Yeah.
Obviously, like with film and stuff, you can capture it in one distinct shot.
In one fluid motion.
But there is definitely, bad things have happened in that comic, for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's the scale is still there in the comic, I believe.
I actually forgot it was a psychic blast that killed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, and again, that's the thing, like... In the comic, like, Ozzy hires... That's another thing that's not really brought up. So, Ozzy hires psychics to help with this psychic mind blast, which means that psychics exist in this universe, but they don't really talk about it. Because obviously, like, superhero people exist, but only Dr. Manhattan is a superpowered person. So, it makes me wonder if... would you consider Looking Glass to have a superpower? Or is that more just he's really good at reasoning, deduction, and stuff?
I would say he's really good at reasoning and deduction.
Okay. So then...
Well, the reason being because of his trauma.
Yeah.
His trauma being the girl who lied to him in New Jersey on 11/2.
He got really good at telling...
He got really good at figuring out when people were lying, when they weren't.
He didn't want to get lied to ever again.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, I agree. So that's why the psychic thing has always been interesting to me in the comic and in the show, because that was an actual psychic blast that happened. And that could just be technology. The psychics are there just for maybes. But I don't know. It messed Wade up pretty good though.
But still, seeing that shot of the giant squid in New York City was pretty sweet.
Yes, it's a good looking evil squid.
It looked almost exactly like it did in the book.
Yes, and the tentacles are real long, stretching everywhere. I love it. So then we cut to the present,
He's in a focus group room.
Come back to New York.
Yep.
Oh yeah. He works in New York. Yeah. He works in focus groups to tell if they're telling the truth or not.
Well, that's his cover.
Yeah.
Because remember, Sister Knight, she is running a bakery, and his other job, because they can't say they're police officers, he works with focus groups.
Is Angela actually running a bakery? Because that doesn't look like anything's ever happening.
No, I don't think it's open.
Yeah.
It's not open yet. The bakery is going to happen. It's just not open yet.
Yeah.
Do you think she's actually...
Well, remember, right, in the first episode, when Will asks her when her bakery opens, she says, in 2 weeks.
Okay, I thought that might have just been a cover.
Nope.
Okay. That she's... Okay, she actually is a baker because she was making a cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checks out. Okay.
I know she says that to Will. I still don't believe that... I don't necessarily believe that the 2 weeks was true. Like, the state of it when she walks in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look great. She doesn't have a workforce.
You're right.
From any discernible way. I think she was just, like, trying to not talk to Will.
Yeah.
My impression has been that the bakery is there as a convenient lair thing. It's something that she has because of like, money that she has left over from...
The Redfordations?
Not from the Redfordation specifically, because that was for black people specifically,
okay.
but like, maybe compensation of what occurred in Vietnam.
Gotcha.
And... that it's more of a retirement plan than anything else. That's the impression I've got, but I don't think it was really 2 weeks close to opening because we've gotten no indication of, like, it doesn't look like it's ready on the inside.
Yeah.
We've never seen any employees for it or anything. Right. It feels kind of fronty. Like, you can only keep that up for so long before people are like, that bakery's just never open.
It looks like a front for, like, a money laundering.
Yeah, like a mafia.
Yeah.
Wade is saying, like, all these people are liars.
The guys are like, relocate.
Relocated to New York again. It's like, I love Italian food. And it's
and
like,
of course, that one guy where he holds calamari, he's like, I like my squid dipped in lemon.
Oh my god, that's like super poor taste. That's really awful.
Yeah, and
do you really want to mention the squid in this episode? Do you seriously want to do this?
And that's the thing Wade says as he leaves. He's like, it might have been the squid.
Yeah.
The old calamari fly.
And that's a famous actor. I think his name's Chaz Palmieri. He's from The Sopranos. That's where most people mostly know him for. But he's like a well-known Italian actor. Really? And I'm just like, they got him for HBO because he was in Sopranos. They got him for 5 seconds to be like, and I like my shrimp calamari. And I'm like, that's a good pull for this guy. But yeah, clearly these Oklahoma people are lying. They're not going to go to New York. Maybe it was the lemon. And then we get the title card of the thing, which is
reversed
because
like
it's a mirror shot. Yes.
Yeah. Little fear of lightning.
The quote is, I remember, like, if you take away the fear of thunder, then there's little fear of lightning, which is if you take away, like, the squid, then there's no fear, which is kind of like a whole thing with Wade going on in this episode, which is real good. We cut to the police station, I think.
Whoa.
Did you just get that?
That was deep.
Oh, well, it's not I didn't write the show.
There's also a big squid in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, in case...
I didn't say that one, because that's literally what the thing's about. But people forget.
You're right.
It's cool.
Well, I never read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right?
It's true. Hey, Captain Nemo's pretty cool. He's a swordsman. Lori Blake is like, hey, so everything you guys are doing is not working. Your little racist detector doesn't work, so we're going to do things my way. We got to find a church.
Find a church.
There's only 5,000 churches in Oklahoma. We can just go for it.
I do love how she's like, okay, now go out and find me some religion.
Yeah. I mean, that is a good idea. Again, that's 5,000 churches in Oklahoma, and you have a small police force. I don't know how you're going to
There's a bunch of churches in the Tulsa area, so have fun, guys.
Lori calls in Mirror Guy into her office, and does he hate it.
Do you feel like Lori's plan of find this church was kind of dumb?
I don't think so, because I don't think they have enough...
Let me be more specific. Okay. Coming from Lori, the way she's been portrayed up to this point, it seems more naive than I expect from her. That she's like, A, that there would be that overwhelming amount of churches, and B, that she thinks that they're dumb enough that they filmed inside a church they could easily find.
See, that's the thing. I think she might be underestimating the 7th Cavalry, and I think she is making a mistake, but what other options does she have? Like, we can't find them, so we got to find the place that they shot this at. So it makes sense to me. as like a cop thing to do.
I mean, it makes sense to me as well. I mean, of course, later down the line, obviously she is underestimating the 7th Cavalry, very much, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But I would say that try to find a location, and then maybe we can go from there.
Yeah, I think because she just assumes that it's just like a bunch of hillbillies.
To me, with Lori being as smart as she is, it just feels like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Not just because of, like, what are the odds that you're going to find it and that they didn't bluff it, but also because the Force already isn't very happy with her as a whole, taking over Judd's position. So sending them all on what feels like a very large random goose chase is probably not the best way to get them all on board with your plan. And that's why, like, just strategy-wise, it feels like Lori's doing it more to just kind of piss them off
I was just
than
gonna
anything
say,
else. And I'm like, that's maybe not the smartest move right now,
I agree,
but okay.
But I definitely think you can agree that she doesn't give a shit what they think about her. And they're just like, hey, your results didn't work, so we're going to do it the lame, boring, shitty way until we find information.
But I guess my point being more that, like, I don't believe that Lori even thinks as she's assigning it will work, which is
it's
like...
busy work, I think.
Is like...
I think it's busy work.
Yeah, and it's like, but I think this might bite you later.
Yeah, I think she's going to utilize, like, the detective, like, the superheroes a lot more, and let the rookie cops just, like, go try to find a church for me, whatever. Like, I think she's got her eyes on, like, Sister Night and Red Scare and all them, because they're the ones, like, doing the beatdowns and finding actual information. Yeah. I do agree it's probably not the best move, but, like, what are you going to make all these guys do? They can't just keep kidnapping and beating people up. She won't allow that. I won't allow that.
They gotta find some religion.
But, so Mira guy, come in my office real quick.
Oh, I love this scene.
You know that's not my name.
I love this scene so much.
She is such...
Man. I love Lori Blake, but man, she is a bitch.
Yes, she's cold-hearted and she gets results. And I know Wade doesn't like her, but I know he respects her because she's really good at her job. She might be a better detective than him, and he's the dude with the superpower basically because she reads people like a book.
It's important to know that it's implied that Wade only started a few years ago.
Yeah,
after the White Knight. Yeah.
Once the White Knight stuff really happened.
Yeah,
and that leaves an implication of Lori just having a superior background of training than him.
Seniority.
He's good at the lie detecting, but that's pretty much he's a one-trick pony.
He's not the best detective.
That's his thing. That's his If we're going to My Hero Academia terms, that's his quirk.
That's right.
That's what he's good at. Everything else.
I'm just imagining Looking Glass as a My Hero character right now.
Oh no!
It's a cool mask, man.
It is a really cool mask. Also, I like how we find out later that mask is made by the extra-dimensional security services.
Reflectatine.
Yep, it is.
So it's not made by them. He makes the mask.
Oh yeah,
he gets the material from them, which is
he just kind of get a roll of it.
Nobody else is making a mask like what he has.
So, but his mask is made out of stuff that protects his brain from psychic blasts.
So he thinks. That's what he believes. But yeah, Lori's grilling him about so you were there on 11/2. Are you still messed up? You still crazy, Wade? It was like, man, you're not subtle. Oh my gosh, you're not subtle at all.
Not. And then right as he gets up to leave,
as
he gets up to leave, she goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, what pills?" That is the biggest.
And she does the classic Columbo thing. Columbo's an old detective show, guys, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm done with my thing, but one more thing." And she's like, "Yeah, you can go, Mirror Guy, whatever." Yeah, but what about those pills? Huh? And then he's like, what?
She's like, I bugged your cactus. You bugged my cactus. I'm FBI. I bug shit.
It's what we do. We bug shit. That's also a really good line. But then,
did you take the lettuce out of this?
Oh my god!
Yeah, that.
He's eating like a BLT.
Sorry, I just remember that was before this.
Yeah, Red Scare was eating a sandwich because they were because they were talking about churches, and a panda was like, well, what's the difference between these churches? I was like, I don't know, is this and Glass is like, no, that's Presbyterian, that's Catholic. And they're like, how do you know?
It's like, I never pegged you for being a religious guy. And I'm like, oh, you don't know him at all. You should have seen him on 11/2, baby.
Yeah. And then he's like, is that a sandwich? Yeah. With lettuce? Yeah. Did you get it from this lettuce? Yeah? The lettuce that came off the truck of the guy who possibly killed our dearly departed chief and shot our friend? It was going bad!
I can't let it go bad! Red Scare is hilarious. I hope... So, we're getting a lot of, like our main characters. I hope we just get like a side duo of Pirate Jenny and Red Scare for like half an episode.
I'm okay with that.
It's like, see, just let them hang out at a bar. I don't know what's going on.
They're gonna try. Hopefully, they'll track down Lube Man.
Oh my god, Lube Man! There's no Lube Man this episode. What a shame.
No. But there is a gif of him though.
There's a gif of him. I found it. There's only 2. One of them's not good. So where do we go after Mirror Guy scene?
He goes. I want to say.
Is this the therapy scene?
I want to say this is before the therapy scene because
I think we see him at home.
No, yeah, he goes back home. He's trying to.
This is when we find out that the hat has reflectine in it.
That's right. He goes home. He takes the hat off and he puts his mask on. And then his
he's watching American Hero Story. With
superhero porn.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time that we have gay superhero porn on television.
It's not the porn scene first. He's watching the show at 2 different points. And the first one is...
Is it 2 different scenes?
Yeah, because the first one is like him saying something.
For the Justice?
Yeah. And Wade's... it's doing like Wade listening to it before the alarm goes off.
Okay.
The squid alarm thing. The porn one is later.
Okay. I guess it's just not as important as the porn one, I guess.
He was saying something important. That's why I'm like... I wish I could remember, because he was saying it was more... clue about his identity. This was far more like them defining him as a... Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna see
I just remember him like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one that...
Go ahead.
Because he runs drills of him going in his house, running from his house to his bunker, and one of his units...
Squid drills.
Yeah, one of his units malfunction. So he breaks it off. He's like smashing it. And then he's on the phone with customer service yelling at him, and they're like, well, how many times do you do these drills?
Do you notice his customer support voice
What?
is super different than his detective low voice.
Because
like his detective low voice is like, yeah, I'm doing this, and he's like, I need to get my thing fixed. Gosh darn it! And I'm like, oh my god, this is just him in full Southern man mode.
Yep.
And he's just so scared because he needs his security so bad.
Yeah.
Like, how many times?
His old brother, where art thou character slips out.
100%. He's like, how many times do you run that thing? Oh, as many
as I deem necessary. And they're like, well, the manual says you should run these
once every 6 weeks. And I bet he does it at least once a day.
I'm pretty sure he does it once a week. Or once every 3 days.
It's way more than he's supposed to.
Like, he has a clipboard under the big one that has all that's like filled out with a bunch of dates and times. Oh my god,
there's
there's a timer above one of the things.
When you see his clock, the circular clock, he has a online PhD that's in squid science. And I think it's like he went to he did a Arizona online,
like a Phoenix University,
University online class, and it's like I forget the exact wording, but it's like he has a PhD in like squid sciences, and it's like a totally fake thing, and I'm like, oh wait, you're so far gone. You are so in the tunnel, my man.
He is. I mean, I had a feeling he was in the tunnel since he was constantly taking pictures of the squids after the squid falls.
And what's so great about his character, this is such a well defined and developed character, because on the outside, like, he likes to appear that he has everything under control.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm the shit, and I know it. But when he gets home, he's just so scared. And he's just running drills because he just can't escape the squid, man.
He has reflectine on his hats. He wears his reflectine homemade mask when he's at home.
Dude, there's like...
he's eating cereal and watching
beans.
And watching
like
TV with like his mask like rolled up to his nose or a little past his nose so he can eat, but he's still he goes to bed with the damn thing
it's on. Like this. There's 2 really sad scenes in this one, and the first one's later. But the second sad scene is where he's laying on his couch, because it looks like he sleeps on a couch.
It looks like,
or at least like a sofa.
No, he was on the phone with the customer service in his bunker.
Yeah. Okay.
He was afraid to leave the bunker.
That's what it was. Okay, so he was chilling on his couch, but he just slowly rolls his mask down, and he's just like this little man sleeping in a mask.
But here's the thing: the camera then goes from him staring at 2 other bunks that are empty. And before, when we first see him at home, there's a picture of presumably his ex-wife.
It's not presumable, it is.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
because we meet her.
Not presumably. Yeah,
she was getting mail to the house and everything.
Yep, you're right.
They were together for 7 years.
7 years.
I mean, nothing says they were married, but they were together for a long time.
Hey guys, you know what's 7 years of bad luck is when you break a mirror?
Yes.
It's so good. I love it.
I caught that.
Yeah.
That's the one of the things.
That's the one.
That's one of the whoa moments that I caught.
So then, where do we go from his house here?
He's back in the
He's back in therapy?
No, he's not in therapy. I want to say he's back in the. He's back in the fudge.
The house?
Focus group.
Focus group, okay.
Kids are trying to eat Smiley-O cereals.
It tastes like nothing.
They're like, whatever. He's just doing his thing, and then his beeper goes off, and it's from Cynthia saying, come get your pills.
Got your pills here?
Yeah. So, excuse me, we meet his ex, who is a doctor at a cloning facility.
Well, see, here's the thing. We don't know the full details of the cloning facility, because one, they're cloning pets, but two, everyone who works there is a twin. Everyone who worked there was a twin.
What?
Yeah, the two guys that he talks to, they were it was a black guy, twins, and then there was like two white girls.
They're
all twins, every one of them.
It's like an Apple Store help desk. You need to watch that scene.
Yeah,
it's like an Apple Store.
It's like a genius bar.
Yeah, genius bar setup, and every person who would be the genius has their double.
It's a bunch of twins.
Or clones,
and
you don't know.
Wouldn't be shocked if this is like a Lady True place.
I need to watch that scene.
No, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yes,
either.
I did. No, because I was just looking at all the different animals and and I was listening to things say, and they're like, "You never have to say goodbye ever again." I'm like, okay.
See, and I find it incredibly weird if they're all just happen to be twins who all work there randomly. I definitely don't think it's that. I think there's more genetic.
They're clones.
Non-sensory going on. Again, which might relate into what's going on with our boy Adrian.
Oh man, I gotta watch that again.
But in possibly the worst scene in television history.
Oh my god, that scene messed us up. Cynthia... I was watching this with my girlfriend, and we were both almost very loudly screaming no.
Oh yeah,
when that happened.
Guys, you want to know who the true villain of the show is? Her name is Cynthia. Because she asks Wade. She's cloning dogs, and she asks Wade, "Hey, does this dog dog look like this dog?" And he's like, "Honestly, this one's a little smaller." She's like, "Oh well," and she throws him in it.
No, first she's like, "Do you want it?"
Oh, right.
He's like, "What am I gonna do with a dog?"
That's true.
Hey, what character really importantly in the book had to do with the death of a dog? Is that Rorschach?
That's Rorschach.
That was Rorschach.
That's
Rorschach. What character ate straight out of the can with his beans? Oh, was that Rorschach too? Yep. Oh yeah, okay. A lot of parallels in that character there.
Hey guys.
Hey, I'm gonna throw a real wild suggestion out there. If this is Lady True, is Will a clone?
Is Will a clone? Will? Is Will a clone? Wait, what? Why would Will be a clone?
He's old as hell.
He is old as hell. Okay, we gotta... Hold on. Okay, let's go... Put a pin in this.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Because that's an incredibly good theory that we need to get to with Joe Keane Jr. and all the stuff later.
Unfortunately, it makes sense because of the...
No, yeah, okay. No, okay, hold on.
Sparkz, I love you and I kind of hate you at the same time.
Well, because we already suggested that her daughter is a clone of her.
Yes.
And she's getting memories, much like we were saying in the last episode, because this ties into where we're at right now, which is we find out that the pills are nostalgia.
Yeah.
And so they're his memories.
Yeah.
So why would Will... Need his memories. Well, it could be because he's 105, and you could say it's because he's old as hell.
Yeah.
Also,
it could also be because he's a damn clone.
Yeah.
Also, later on in the therapy scene, that guy was saying how his mom was in Brooklyn when the squid hit, and he wasn't born yet, but he got the terror through the genes.
That's true.
So maybe when Lady True's daughter is having nightmares, that's... Oh.
Okay. All right, let's get to
connections have been realized. Oh my god.
We need to get to that sweet ass Adrian Veidt scene later. So we gotta go through this. All right.
So essentially Cynthia takes she
incinerates a puppy.
Cutest puppy in like an oven thing, and you don't hear any squealing, thank God, but you know what happens, and it hurts my soul, and I do not like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
It's done in the simplest way possible. So.
And like tasteful in a way that you could be like show like her like immorality.
There are much worse dog deaths.
Oh yeah,
this is an easily digestible one.
Yeah,
and it's just to show you like the type of people they were dealing with.
And, and apparently it's a clone. So, but even then,
and that brings in a whole other thing. Like, are clones people? Do they
that's a debate for
not according to that company.
No,
it's not when it comes to animals.
Yeah, not.
So
do you think they do that to people? Do you think they make a couple of people and it's like, which one's
We watched Adrian Veidt throw babies off a boat.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
100%.
Yeah.
It's Michael Bay's The Island all over again, you guys. You can't escape it.
Oh my god.
Cynthia reveals that the pills
are
nostalgia, which were a pill that was being worked on in the comic that was not available yet. It was coming through the pipeline. But it turns out they outlawed it because putting memories in pill form is crazy and it makes you psychotic.
It makes you develop a form of psychosis.
Yes, and nobody wants that. And also, like, eating memories cannot be good for anybody. Because like, what does that do to you?
Unless you're a clone who has to remember your past life.
Well, that's such a good theory, my man. Oh my
gosh. That's some dream.
That's the one theory that I haven't seen in all of my looking on Twitter. I'm like, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's like some Pokemon Dream Eater shit there.
So we get some sad backstory between Cynthia and Wade and how they were together and she was there. And she's like, I tried to stay with you for 7 years, but you kept thinking I was going to steal your clothes and run away.
Yeah.
And like he obviously has huge trust issues. He hasn't been able to trust anyone really his entire life. Except for the goth girl. I understand, Wade. I get you.
Which implies on a level that Wade can't trust his own ability to discern the truth.
That's why he's so good at telling in other people, because he can't tell it for himself.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he even though he'll know when she's lying, he can't believe it.
Yeah.
For when he's on the line. Yes. He can't do it.
So
Wade's damaged.
He is, man. He's a really a well-developed character, and Tim Blake Nelson is just killing it.
Oh, he is. My God, this whole cast is killing it. But this episode, he showed.
You know who was really killing it? Cynthia. Rest in peace, pup. So the pills of nostalgia. Yeah. They have their goodbyes or whatever, and then does he go to therapy?
He goes to therapy.
Extra dimensional support.
Yep.
There's another 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea reference when a new person walks in the door. He's like, "Are you for Captain Nemo or something?" You remember what he says? There's a line about Captain Nemo. Yeah. Like, did Nemo send you?
I don't remember the line, but yeah, it's something like, did Nemo send you?
And then he's like, "Oh, welcome aboard."
Yeah.
Captain.
Yeah, he does say that.
Which is a passcode to get into, like, you gotta really need the support group to get there.
Which is interesting, because, like, it's not just something you can walk into, you kind of have to, like, not buy your way in, but you have to, like, know
a guy.
You have
to know that you're gonna take it serious.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. But yeah, there's a guy telling the story, like you were saying earlier, Ben.
Yeah, how his mom was in Brooklyn, that when the squid hit, and he wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
And then finally he gets born, and he was reading about how he has this fear of the squid.
It's like genetic nightmares.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Something like that. Yeah.
Bad genetic memories.
I think you guys are right. I think there is just that one clip from the Hood of the
I
Hood
thought
Justice.
So, yeah.
But he is saying, like, no one's gonna ever see my face kind of thing while he's doing a dude from behind.
Having fun with Captain Metropolis.
Again, in the original comic, there was a widespread rumor that Captain Metropolis and Hood of Justice were having a gay relationship, and that the other Minutemen, like the comedian and all them, were not for it, and they were actively against it, because back in the 40s and 50s, that's not something you can kind of do and get away with.
Well, also, one of the Minutemen, she was an actual lesbian.
Yes,
and she was murdered for it.
She was killed for it, yes. So a lot of the same parallels going on there. But man, I just think of the scene between those two guys, and I'm just like, this is a comic book show. Some people are not going to be ready for this. This is it's a lot, and Ryan Murphy would be really proud. Let me tell you. So then we go to he was going to be on the show. That would have been so funny.
Yeah.
That would have been a really great cameo. So therapy happens. He meets this girl. Do you remember her name by any chance?
Oh shit!
I thought for a second that it was his ex-wife, because I'm like, it's another blonde lady, but it's not. It's a lady, and she comes and she meets him, and
Ellen?
Nah, it's not Ellen. Ellen. I don't know. I thought Ellen DeGeneres.
I don't remember her name. Shoot.
But therapy ends, and they're walking to the car, and she's like, "I don't believe you," and Wade's like, "What?" And she's like, "I don't believe that you're out of the tunnel. I think you're still in it." And he's like, "Well, you can't judge me unless I know your traumas, lady." So they go to a bar together, and this is like the happiest I've been in this whole show, because it's like it's Wade being happy, and it's Wade just like conversating and connecting with someone, and I loved it, and I definitely bought it. I did not think it was a ruse. I did not think it was a setup. I was eating it up. It was so cute.
I bought that whole thing, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, because you trust in his ability too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So how could he ever be in danger as long as he
you're letting that guard down.
Like, I love how when she's like, "Oh, I'm this. No, you're not. I'm this. No, I'm not. I'm a radiologist."
Well, she didn't lie to him about anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But then when she gets picked up,
we got to talk about her trauma, and this is something that I actually believe.
Oh yeah.
So this is so cool. There is a movie that Steven Spielberg made in 1992 called Pale Horse, and it's the movie that got made instead of Schindler's List. And it's clearly a Schindler's List reference because they're talking about it's a black and white movie with a girl in a bright red outfit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's the clear parallels with the movie that he would have made in the real world. That's interesting. Yeah. They talk about 11/2 like it's like a 9/11 event, like it's a significant event that actually happened.
Yeah, I don't think that the girl who goes on the date with him is a clone of his ex-wife.
No.
His ex-partner.
No.
However, I do think she selected.
Yes, because she looks like him.
To make him trust her a little bit more, want to trust her a little bit more.
I believe that. Because, when she first walked into the therapy scene, I was like,
it's close.
Is that his ex-wife? And I was like, oh, there's similar looking white ladies. But her story is about the movie called Pale Horse. And Pale Horse is the band in Watchmen that was performing at Madison Square Garden when the squid attacked.
Yes.
And she just has this memory of watching this movie, and she's watched it 1,000 times. And even though she's not connected to the event at all, the movie's good enough where it did impact her. And he's like, I don't think that's stupid at all. I think that's awesome. And he has a real emotional connection for the first time in the show. And it sucks because she goes off and then
it makes sense because this is probably what her gateway was to the 7th Cavalry.
Yeah.
It's probably very true.
Yeah.
Watch this movie a lot. The idea disturbed me, and I found Rorschach's Journal. I found the 7th Cavalry.
Yes, 100%. So they say their goodbyes. She calls a friend. He calls a taxi. And they kiss, and they have a sweet kiss, and
it was like, oh, it's like, yes, someone's gonna be happy for once.
Yeah.
Then the lettuce fell,
and then it's a truck, and immediately the truck, I was like, oh, I think I recognize that truck, and then a thing of lettuce fell, a head of lettuce, which is like clearly happened on purpose, is revealed later. I'm like, that's too obvious almost, but I'm like, oh man, this is bait. So, this is Wade's gonna die. Wade's gonna something bad.
He rushes in the car, finds her. She puts on a Rorschach mask. The driver puts on a Rorschach mask, and he's like calling the cop. He's like calling for dispatch.
He smartly calls for dispatch first.
Yes.
I think it's hella stupid that he went in there anyway.
Yeah.
That is a bad move. He's reacting on emotions for the first time.
Yeah.
He's out of his element because he fell hard real quick.
Oh yeah.
And this poor woman's like, I'm a radiologist.
It is kind of stupid that when he gets
out of
the car, I'm like, wait, you're better than this. Wait for the cops.
For real.
Wait for backup.
So he goes to investigate the truck and
finds a gun.
He does not just find a gun. He finds a box that has the true logo on it, right?
Yeah, he does.
Now the thing, okay, so we know the Lady True stuff that she has to be involved because there's no way that men in Oklahoma have a teleportation device, right? So I buy that the true thing is actually there because the gun there's planted is fake or it has blanks, right? So you can kind of say, oh, maybe all this is fake, but clearly there's a teleporter, so that's real. He goes into this abandoned department store, and we see a teleporter, and they're throwing basketballs in a teleporter.
More importantly, we see the fake church before that.
Yes, we see the fake church, and then we realize, oh, this manhunt to find this church is for nothing.
It's all fake. It's all. You know what it reminded me of the comedian's last line before he died.
Oh,
not
everything's a joke.
It's all a joke.
It is all a joke.
And he's standing in the fake church when a basketball appears out of portable and scares the shit out of
him.
And
it's blue light. So for a second, I'm like, Dr. Manhattan?
Same here.
What are you doing? And then we go and see a bunch of Rorschachs throwing balls into the teleporter, and I'm like, oh my god, Wade's gonna die. Oh my god, there's too much information here.
And of course he comes out, gun pointing, yells, Tulsa police. I'm like, wow.
I told Ryan while we were watching it, my first instinct was that they lured him there as a human test for the portal.
Yeah.
He was going to be just shoved through that thing. He was going to be the first person they put through.
And that made sense at the time because like Ozymandias is doing human tests and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, just parallels there. But then that's not it. And then we get to like the coolest part of this episode. But the lady undoes her mask and she's like, Wade, the lettuce fell on purpose. We rigged it. I had to get you here so we could show you the truth. And then I'm like, what?
I'm like, ooh, this sounds very familiar.
And then these dudes, a bunch of the dudes strong arm him and bring him into this room.
Well, then he turns around and pulls the trigger.
Oh yeah,
multiple times because they're all blanks.
We knew you checked the truck, so.
And then they're like, oh yeah, there's no backup coming because we boosted your signal. That was us.
So Wade is in the dark.
He is screwed.
This is the most tense I've been in the entire show because there's Looking Glass is the dopest character, and I'm just like, this is the Game of Thrones moment where they finally gonna kill someone that it's really important, and I'm like, shit.
And this is the. You know what this feels like?
It's like the episode 8 or 9 or whatever.
This feels like the Mountain and the Viper moment.
Oh, yes.
Where the Mountain kills Oberyn Martell.
Yep.
Where you think the Mountain is gonna die, and then all of a sudden, plop, and everything turns 180 and it goes straight to hell.
Wade gets strong-armed into this room and he sits down, and then a random cavalry member comes and sits with him and starts telling him the stuff. And I immediately recognize that it's Joe Keane Jr.
I didn't.
And I said to him, I was like, "Yo, that's Joe, right?" Mm-hmm. And then Wade's like, "Are you even trying to put on a disguise?
Are you trying to
mask your voice?
To mask your voice?"
And then Joe's like, "Oh, I forgot this was on. Sorry." And I'm like, "You stupid."
Which was not surprising because I think it was around episode 2 that we were talking about. Like, I was like, I think the senator is. This was before we met Lady True, and I'm like, I think the senator is part of the I've got friends in higher places.
Yep.
And he's running the 7th Cavalry. Even if Will isn't fully aware of the connections with the 7th Cavalry, and so sure enough, here we are.
Much like Ozymandias in Watchmen, he does his own assassination attempt on himself to kind of like get any eyes away from him, right? Because like, why would you do that? That's crazy. So Joe King Jr., he's like, "All right, Wade, I brought you here because I need someone on the inside. I'm about to lay down the entire plot of what's going on here. Here we go, baby. I came to take over the 7th Cavalry after the White Knight because we didn't want this shit happening again. I'm partnered with Judd. Judd was in charge of the cops, and we basically put each other at odds by like creating like a fake war, but to keep the peace, so nothing like the White Knight would ever happen again. They would just like prolong this mild war, much like using a squid attack to prevent nuclear war. Right. And that makes sense to me.
A mild disruption and back and forth, but without major casualties.
Which is a plot to a Metal Gear Solid game. Constant war, keep the war profiteering alive, baby. Bring it together. I love it. So Joe continues with, let's see, where does he continue with? Because I lost a Metal Gear real quick.
He tells that when he became senator, he was shown a video.
Yes.
And it took him a few years to get a copy.
To
pirate his own copy. But he's going to show this video to Looking Glass.
Set him free.
I learned something.
Yeah, Truth is going to set him free.
So he's on the Committee of Appropriations, and I learned that the Appropriations Committee is the section of the government that utilizes how you spend the government's money. So he has to know about the squid to know not to spend money on squid defense and things like that. So it's not... because I was doing a lot of research for this episode. The entire government doesn't know that the squid's fake. Only the need-to-know people do. Like Robert Redford.
Which makes sense. The whole government couldn't possibly know
because
without it getting out.
It would get out. Which means... we got to get to...
the video.
The Vite's video, because this is going to wrap up
importantly, before the video comes up, what he's saying is... You need to get Angela to back off.
Yes. Yeah. She's a thorn in our side.
If you don't get her to back off, I'm going to have her killed.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that. And it really doesn't make a difference to me. I'll do it either way.
He says, "I'm not a murderer, I'm a politician." Like, that excuses anything. But he's clearly a bad man.
And he's like, but, it'd be simpler if you just...
Yes.
So, I'm going to set you free, Wade. No better recruiting tool has ever been given than being able to have something that blatantly says the government is part of this lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything that you've been scared of your entire life is a lie. Like the Tim Blake Nelson does such good acting in such subtle ways of like when he's watching this video of his entire life unraveling before his eyes, and I'm like, this character has been beaten down so much I can't imagine anymore. And then we get to the end of the episode, but
also Adrian Veitz's little hello Rob. I'm recording this on President Robert Redford. He doesn't have a great sound of it. Anyways, I'm recording this on November 1st, 1985.
It's so good.
7 years before you're elected president.
You're probably wondering, how the hell
did I know that? Because,
how could I have predicted it? I didn't predict it. I made it happen.
I planned.
I'm Adrian effing Veidt.
And it's like a young looking, it's not, thank goodness, not like a CGI. Yeah, it's just like he's a little bit younger with makeup.
Yeah,
and hair.
A younger Jeremy Irons.
But he's like, so I'm going to unleash this devastating
It helps that it's the like grainy quality of the 80s.
Yes. And it helps that the giant squid eyes behind him. Because that is some spooky imagery.
And he's the graffiti of that when he was walking into the building.
Oh, yeah. And Veidt is telling President Redford, he's like, so tomorrow I'm going to kill 3 million people.
Yes.
Because I don't want 3 billion to die.
Yes.
And
the Cold War is real bad, Robert.
And you're not going to know about this until you're elected president, because I don't want you to know about it now.
Yep.
Because the world needs time to heal. We need time to adjust. So here's what we're going to do to keep that peace. And I bet you have questions, so I'm going to I'm going to answer those questions. Let's get started.
For the next few hours, it's like there's a much longer video happening.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to explain why we need to do this. And also, like, I will make sure that I have the necessary precautions to keep this happening for the future.
Yeah.
So now we realize that the Squid Falls that have been happening have been orchestrated by the government. Thanks, Robert.
Everything was a lie.
Everything's a lie. So Wade's going nuts.
And I think this kind of goes against a theory that I thought I had a few weeks ago, where that if one person knew that it was Adrian Veidt, then they would tell it and everything would go to hell.
So this is the big thing.
Apparently I was wrong because the president, Redford, knew, Joe Keane Jr. knew, and they know that, if this gets out, then there's going to be mass ban. So we're going to keep going about this.
This is the big thing. This is the big revelation for me that I've been wondering about. Because if Rorschach's Journal got out, then the entire world would know Adrian Veidt did this, right? The world does not know Adrian Veidt did this, meaning... When Adrian made this video, he was like, listen, this is going to happen, but I'm going to get underneath my own bad press by telling you, Robert Redford, the president, I did this. So we don't need to send me to prison. We don't do anything. We're going to fix it right now, right? So I think the government got involved. Like, the second that thing was
the second the journal came out?
Yeah, it's the second the journal came out.
Contingency plan.
They pulled, like a...
They pulled the greatest Batman stunt ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, like the Bible, like the new Bible that leaves old Bible stuff out or something like that.
The
like
New Testament?
Yeah, whatever. Like, it's like a new edition of the Rorschach Journal that leaves out the important bits. So all of that shit still got out, but they were able to key out the most important part that was a hoax. And I'm like, oh man, there's conspiracies upon conspiracies.
Yep.
It's so much to take in.
It's a big giant conspiracy sandwich.
Yeah, it's a
with a side of conspiracy fries.
I don't eat it all up, baby. So Wade, the truth is revealed, and Wade's at a loss for words.
And then it cuts to possibly my favorite Adrian Veidt scene in this entire show.
Oh, they've all been
so far. I know we're only 5 episodes in. And last week's episode of Adrian's scene was really good after killing all those people and just him going cuckoo crazy.
Outstanding.
But this one was like, oh damn.
This one we got definitely more answers, and it kind of we're getting closer and closer to like what the hell's going on with Adrian.
Yeah.
But how does it start? I don't remember.
He's going to go into space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he already in a spacesuit? Ready?
He's in his suit.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the one where I believe we don't see Cake.
That's true. We don't see Cake.
We
see Bison wrapped around certain parts, so meaning he went against the Game Warden's rules. And he's like, all right, Crookshanks and Phillips, this is it. Let's go to space, baby. And they do the thing, and he gets launched into space. And I thought he was going to be on the moon. He's way farther than the moon.
He's on a moon. Either Titan or Europa. One of those.
It could be either one. But yeah,
Wait, how many moons does Jupiter have? 4?
It's a lot. It's more. I don't know.
I got Google. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, Jupiter has more than one moon, less than 90. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But you see him like spacewalking, and you see Jupiter in the background, and like, all right, he's real far. I don't think Dr. Manhattan's involved anymore at all. Like, even if like I was always thinking it was Madame True, Lady True, but at this point, definitely think it's Lady True because he spells out "Save me, D." And we can't see what the rest of the D says, but I'm assuming it says Doc. If it says Dr. Manhattan, that's a whole lot of dead bodies he had to spell out. So I bet it's Doc. Some people have been saying Dan, as in Dan Dryberg. I don't think Dan Dryberg's hanging out on the other side of the solar system, so I think it's Doc.
Right.
Well.
Is it a lot?
According to spaceplace.nasa.gov, which is like the kids' website for NASA.
More kids.
Jupiter has 79 known moons.
That's why I said 90, because I knew it was a lot, but I didn't know how many.
So, I was wrong, because I thought Titan was one of them, but I must have been thinking Saturn or something.
You might be thinking Saturn.
It could have been on Europa, it could have been on Io or Costello.
There's a lot. It could be any.
It could be any. There's a lot of moons.
Yeah, so he's moving bodies and then breaking pieces.
He's pulling he's stranded on a deserted island.
I love it.
SOS.
It is so. And then he's waiting for a certain satellite to come up. And he's like, "Hey!" He's like, "Ha ha!" He gets yanked back by the games warden.
Yes. So, I know we said it during the episode Sparkz, but I watched this episode again, and then I did some further inspection. The games warden is a Mr. Phillips. Mm-hmm. He is a Mr. Phillips. He has the same colored eyes. Definitely for sure in the second episode I noticed that. His voice is different, but because I think he's supposed to be like a different character. But that is definitely one of the clone people. Mm-hmm. Which means, what kind of prison is this? It's like a weird, they're on the same terms.
So you're real quick, you're saying like he's making the message for Dr. Manhattan, And my only rebuttal to that is why is it important that the satellite is the thing that sees it? It's not like Manhattan's going to be looking at that.
I don't know, but what would D stand for?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but like he's aiming for the satellite, not for Dr. Manhattan. So that to me suggests something else.
It could be, and I'm just spitballing, like a satellite sees it, it gets like picked up and like, yo, what's this message on this moon? And then it gets picked up by the news, and then
could
like
it be Dan?
That's what I thought too, but like it doesn't make sense. Dan's in prison, first of all, and like
he might not know that though.
Yeah, that's true.
He might not.
But also, why? Well, I guess he is, but they're not really friends. He just he was like, I'll like it, but I'll condone it. Like the squid attack.
Who knows? I mean, of course, we only see the D. We don't see anything else. So
that's on purpose. That's definitely on purpose.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's like Lady True.
That's the only other person.
I don't have a good suggestion of like who it could be besides Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. But like why?
But it's very specifically the satellite that he wants to see the message, and that is not a direct line to Dr. Manhattan.
I agree. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just trying to think like, who's the space guy who could save me?
Probably have better luck calling one of those phone booths back on Earth. Oh wait, he can't.
Yeah, he's farther away than that. So yeah, so as he gets pulled back, the games warden's like, not cool, man. I told you not to touch those bison. So I thought Agent Driver was about to get...
Actually, not just the bison. His whole thing was to escape. Yeah. That's what the games warden was preventing him to do.
So the games warden, puts him under arrest. He's like, you're under arrest, and may God have mercy on your soul. And Adrian's like, God doesn't exist. He doesn't live here.
God left us. And then the games warden was like, you're right. Our God has left us.
And I thought he was about to get stabbed.
Yeah, so did I. But he broke his helmet off because he couldn't breathe.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh no, he's going to get arrested.
And then he's like, no mercy. And then he like kicks him, and that's where we end Adrian.
I hope the next episode we see a trial with a Mr. Phillips in one of those Victorian wigs.
Oh.
I'm calling it. It's going to happen. You're going to see it. He's going to have the white face paint like, hello, Adrian.
You know what? I would not put it past him.
I wouldn't put it past him
I
either.
would not put that past him.
So then does it go back to Wade now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Wade is he's staring, I want to say he's at his spot.
He's at his desk.
Yeah, he's at his desk.
Oh, the scene with Angela, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, that was fantastic.
So, Angela comes up to talk to him about the pills, because, like, hey, did you get the pills from your ex? And he's like, they're nostalgia.
Well, at first he's like, is anything real anymore?
Oh, right.
She hangs up.
He's being so emo.
And now, here's the thing. She is over his cactus.
And
he's disillusioned, broken.
Yep.
And ultimately, like, we were talking about how cold it is what he does to Angela, but, like, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's either sell Angela out or let her die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the two.
You said when we watched it, like, he's saving her life by betraying her.
Like, it's a messed up thing, and it sucks that he's doing it, but I'm like, this is mercy.
I forgot the saddest line in the episode. It's at the bar when the lady's like, just call one of your friends to pick you up. And then when she's walking away, he says,
I don't have friends.
I have no friends. And I'm like, Wade! Oh my god! And I'm like, you just made a friend, Wade. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Shit.
10 minutes later. Damn it.
So, Angela is right over the cactus.
Yep.
And
where the bug is.
And he's just like, hey, Angela, you want to spill all your beans
He tells her what it is, that they're nostalgia pills.
Yep.
And then he says,
who are they for?
Who are they for?
I want to help.
She hesitates, and he's like, I want to help.
He takes his mask off and tells her that up to here.
Up to his...
And he says, I want to help. And she tells him everything.
They're my grandfathers. He's 105. He killed Judd, but he's in a wheelchair.
Claims he killed Judd.
Yeah. He's in a wheelchair. I don't understand. Hey, baby. I don't understand how this has happened. It's real weird. I'm glad you're my friend, Looking Glass. I can't wait for you to help me out.
And I covered it up. And then
Lori busts
2
through the
seconds
door.
later, hands in the air.
That's so good. And he's just like, I'm sorry. And she's freaking out like, why would you do this to me? You were my friend.
She downs all those pills.
A lot of pills.
So we see previews for the next episode. She's having a memory LSD trip.
Yep.
She is going inside of her grandfather's memories hard, like disassociating like crazy, and the next episode looks really cool.
Oh yeah, and it also looks all black and white too.
Yes. It's Pale Horse, the movie.
At least the parts that have to deal with the past.
And honestly, like one of the most harrowing parts of this scene was after he hurts his friend, right? He pulls his mask back down.
Yeah.
And then he's like looking down in defeat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the saddest. This is such a sad episode
That's
for
not
Wade.
where the episode ends. The episode ends with him going back home, I want to say this is where we hear the third version of Careless Whisper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so he goes back home.
And his delivery is there.
Yeah, his
new security system.
EDS is there. So he takes it, tosses it in the trash.
He doesn't need it anymore.
Then he comes back and gets it anyway.
Regression.
Such good character development.
It is like, oh man, you're not out of it.
And
but
you're at the end of the episode and you're like, well, at least he made it through.
Yep.
And, oh no, we're not at the end yet, my friend, because guess what happens next?
And then a van comes.
Knocks his trash can over, a bunch of 7 cavalry guys with shotguns come out, and the episode ends with them approaching his door. Cut to black credits roll.
I'm so mad.
I think the worst part is knowing that next week we're probably not going to find out the outcome of that.
Probably not. You're right. Man.
It's the Angela memory.
Now, of course, this is one of those cliffhangers where, like, okay, it looks one way, but it might be a different way.
Yeah.
Because would it make sense for them to kill Wade? Like, would that? I guess it wouldn't do them any harm.
I would say that he was gonna kill Wade anyway.
Yeah.
He was, no matter what he did.
Why?
Why? He knows.
So?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to think.
The senator has him at every corner.
So that's why I'm thinking. Yeah.
All you have to do if you go and try and tell anybody is I get to talk about the reflected team that you have to use at all angles of the day. You just look psychotic.
Yeah, that's why
he's got him at every angle, and he showed him the truth.
You know what?
He broke his reality
because he's not telling Angela to back off. I'm pretty sure word of Angela.
She got arrested.
Yeah, getting arrested for that she covered up Judd's death.
Yeah,
and that she's still onto what happened. Who really killed Judd? Because he wanted her to back off.
I forgot. We got to talk about this. Okay, so the plot of what's happening in Tulsa, right? There's a conspiracy happening in Tulsa, and that's why Will came to Tulsa. So the stuff happening with the 7th Cavalry and Lady True and Judd, that's all happening, and then Will is now a part of this separately because Joe Keane still does not know who killed Judd. So Will is a new factor in here. That's why the cloning thing with Lady True is so interesting, because she obviously has ties to the 7th Cavalry, but now Will is this new element, but Will's working with her. But he doesn't seem to like the cavalry.
Well, this is what I said all the way from the beginning, which is that if Will and the Senator are connected to the 7th Cavalry, Will wouldn't know that the Senator is connected. This was back before Lady True was introduced. I was saying this. Will would be connected to the Senator only, and not know about his relation to the 7th Cavalry. It's more or less the same situation, except he's connected to Lady True, and he doesn't know that she's connected to the Senator, connected to the 7th Cavalry.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that the Senator is being played by the obviously more intelligent Lady True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, he's just a pawn piece under Lady True's angle.
Yes.
Will is more directly his own thing attached.
I'm just wondering...
What did Lady True gain by killing Judd?
Yeah.
Or was it even her choice?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that Will working off his own script?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
But Lady True needs Will.
And she, I guess she adjusted accordingly to Judd's death.
Right.
Again, like, why did Will kill Judd then, if they're working together? So it's so interesting, I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, so, the episode ends with...
Well, we're going to see, because we see Judd's death moment talking to Will. That's in the memory black and whites. We see him saying something to Will.
That's right.
That this is something like this is more complicated than that. So we'll get some answers in that regard. But I agree with you, like, Will is separate from 7th Cavalry.
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with that. I don't think he ever would, because fundamentally, what is the chief thing Will would be against? The murder of black people. So he's not going to be on board with that idea.
Yes.
Lady True does seem to be connected to them, though, and he probably isn't aware of it.
Yeah.
But then why did the 7th Cavalry members come to kill Wade?
That's why I think it's as a cliffhanger to imply, like, harm. But again, I think they might be there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're there to kill him.
Because originally my first thought was that he was going to die anyway, is because now that Wade knows the truth, he could blab to everyone. But you're right, he did. But the senator did say, I could tell him all about the reflected team.
Yeah, nobody would believe him.
Yeah,
there's no good reason to kill him until he seems to... He hasn't done anything to show he's going to play against them.
Yeah.
Right.
He looks like, for all intents and purposes, he is... Not that he's on the team, but that he's useful.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing he can really do to counter them, and they have every reason to believe that he wants to more or less go along with it, because they've at least shown him the truth that he'd never gotten to know.
Yeah. And whatever their plan is trying to, I guess, rectify the lie.
And I guess the cliffhanger could also be because, I mean, we just assume that those shotguns are armed with, like, lethal rounds.
I'm saying they could just be there to pick him up.
Like, they could be sandbags.
Yeah.
They could be, if he doesn't come quietly, just knock him out with a sandbag.
Yeah, I think
with a beanbag.
Much like a lot of the cliffhangers of the show, like, it looks one way, but it's not actually
a lot with this show in general, nothing is as seems. You have to start thinking of crazy stuff like that to... I mean, obviously, we're going to find out what happens later on, which I do agree with Sparkz that we're probably not going to find out what happens because the next episode...
It's going to be episode 7, man.
It does look like a whole black and white nostalgia trip. But
good job. Yeah.
Thank you. And we're not going to find out what happens until episode 7, but still, this is what... I don't want to wait, but at the same time, it's like, I see how something happens, I could wait.
Yeah.
I could wait.
I don't think that they're going to kill Looking Glass off screen.
No, they would never know.
And I don't think this is his death.
He is too important of a character to die off screen.
Yeah, I don't think this is his death. I think it's meant to give you, like, a sense of fear for him.
Yeah.
Because even if he's not killed, he's not in a great spot.
I mean, I was scared. I thought he was going to die.
I don't think he's going to die. Yeah. I don't think that it doesn't make sense why they would be there to kill him.
Right. Yeah, because I was curious, is like, why are they going... Because it looks like they're going to kill him. Yeah. It looks like it.
I think it's just meant to imply that, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just
you know what, guys? I think
we
just need to do some type of favor for the 7th Cavalry. Maybe a squid pro crow. That made me laugh so good. You know That's such a good line.
Okay, so
squid pro
I want to say it was either the Daily Show Trevor Noah or Late Night with Seth Meyers, who obviously in our political climate right now in the United States, if you're watching outside the United States, we are having a huge thing with a certain thing like that, and that joke has been making the rounds. And when I heard Joe King Jr. say "squid pro quo," I'm like, that's where they got it from. I get it.
It's very funny, not to be political at all, but yeah, quid pro quo is happening a lot recently. And I'm
especially because like when they were writing this episode, that wasn't
exactly. This was written like a year ago. It's really funny that it continues to be topical. Look at that.
Yeah.
But hey, Watchmen's political. Would you believe it?
I believe it.
Speaking of believing it, I think I believe this episode's wrapped up, right?
Yeah. I mean, we were going to revisit, is Will a clone?
Oh, God.
I don't think Will's a clone.
Are we going to open up that can of worms again?
I think that is an awesome idea. I do think he's just really old, and the nostalgia is to help him remember his glory days. Here's
my suggestion of why I think he's a clone.
Hit me.
In making a clone, you could genetically modify them. Mm-hmm. Do you think I could lift 200 pounds?
True. Lady True.
We don't have another explanation for why can he lift 200 pounds.
He's just a really
strong 105-year-old man?
Yes.
I mean, I agree with you because he was genetically modified to be that way.
That makes sense. But why would she do it? And it's so weird. Like, I'm gonna make this. Well,
that's all still just in the like, why is Will part of this?
Yeah,
which we don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm not even saying I necessarily believe my own bullshit on this one.
Yeah.
But I think that there are enough pieces where, like, if you told me that Will was a clone of the original, and like the original had already passed, but this one was made to be stronger, he's taking all the memories in of the other one. This would also be a good reason if we're correct about the fact that killing Judd was off script from what Lady True wanted. There's a good reason why he would do that. He's not necessarily fully on board in the same way that the original might have been.
Yes. It's just... I'll have to think on it.
Yeah.
Because, like, of all the people it just seems really weird. That's, like, so coincidental that it's Angela's grandfather who also was a superhero. So, like, why bring this guy from New York to Tulsa? Or why make him just to mess with Angela? Like, it seems like a lot of work that we don't have the answers to.
I'm not saying make him to mess with Angela. I'm saying, like, the original was part of this. The original was sick.
Oh.
The original was dying.
Okay.
What does Lady True have the ability to do? She can clone.
Yeah.
The original wants to be his current self. Like, when he comes back.
Okay,
he wants to still be connecting with her.
That makes more sense.
So I don't think that, like, she just happened to clone him to do all this. He was part of it. He's old.
Yeah.
He got sick. He was dying. They weren't going to get to see the plan through all the way to the end. Clone him. Hey, while you're cloning me, let's make me strong again.
But why not just make him
stronger.
45?
No, I'm saying he wants to be the proper age when he meets Angela that he was going to be in the original plan. He wants to be the age that he's supposed to be as a grandfather to her.
This almost sounds like a Krakoan plot.
I'm just saying, like, it makes some of the pieces make more sense.
Yeah, that I need more information, but I can buy that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Hey guys, is Will a clone? Tell us down below.
He hasn't given any indication of having memory issues, which is why the nostalgia seems like, why would you have that?
Yeah.
Unless it's specifically to bring in the memories of your original.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Which is something, again, because in the exact same scene where we find out that Will is there, standing and walking around, is the one where her daughter is being implanted with her memories.
Yes, that's true. Oh, is she using nostalgia on her daughter?
I think so. I think it's the same kind of drug.
Okay. Like a newer version, because she had like an IV.
Because she turned it into an IV, so it's like more pure.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I'm saying, like, those things were introduced at the exact same time.
True.
So the idea that Will can be a clone makes the most sense to me. Because it explains why he would be strong enough to do this. It can explain, if it is going off script, why he would have killed Judd.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm just I just want to know what their plan is, because there's it's not a huge teleporter. It's like a door-sized teleporter in the middle of this department store in Oklahoma.
I remember. Do you guys think that the portal thing, the teleporter, is what the watch pieces are for?
Could be.
I honestly don't know. I don't know, because
right now that's my going theory. They were collecting that for a reason. This makes the most sense.
I imagine...
If it's still tied to Lady True, because Lady True's giving them that technology, as we're saying, Lady True's still doing a whole TikTok thing. So...
I don't know. Because I think her being a trillionaire, I don't think a portal of that kind of technology would maybe require, like, old watch batteries. I think that still might be for something else we haven't seen, but I don't know. That seems like pretty sophisticated technology that she just has on her own. She has flying drones, you know? I don't know. I think any more inquiries? No? We're looking glassed out today?
Man.
Well,
I think I am now sold on my own bullshit about Will being a clone.
You smell it, you're like, it smells like roses.
I think I'm there. I think that makes the most sense.
I haven't seen that online yet. That's a pretty good theory. I like it.
No, I had a theory when I was at work.
But you lost it?
I completely forgot it. It must not have been that good of a theory if I completely forgot.
You need to wear more reflective, my man.
Apparently so.
Alright, that'll do it.
Another terrific episode, my mans. I love it.
Really great.
Yeah.
Alright, we're all members of the Fake Nerd podcast. We have a podcast where we talk about nerd culture and all those things, and we try to do it in a really positive way. And we do it with our friend Brandon T. McClure, who's sitting right here. No, he's not. That's why you can't see him. He's actually here when we're doing the Mandalorian episodes for Fake Nerds Watch, which we just uploaded a few days ago. We will be doing that every other week, so we're doing it 2 episodes at a time, unlike our Watchmen series, which is every single episode we drop it. Because I can't even imagine trying to do 2 episodes of this at a time. It's so dense.
Nope.
I would forget everything.
I know, right?
God.
So you can find those here. Ryan, Ben, and I have intentions to pick Dark Crystal back up and do that 2 episodes at a time, alternating against Mandalorian. We also have Basement Arcades from these guys playing some video games. We have our most recent Fake Nerd podcast episodes are coming up on YouTube. Some of our older ones a couple weeks back are still there. And you can find us on iTunes, all the places that you listen to podcasts.
Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, too.
All that good stuff.
Zune Marketplace.
Go ahead and check it out.
Well, are you bringing that back again?
Yes.
I am Sparkz Witty. You can find me at Sparkz Witty on Instagram and Twitter, SPARKZ Witty.
I'm DJ Tony Snark at everything.
I'm the one who watches the Watchmen. No, I'm not.
I mean, we are the ones.
Yeah, we are the ones watching the Watchmen show.
Yeah.
I am Ben Maggot27 on Instagram and Twitter.
I just realized, I realize it every time, but I always, spell Sparkz Witty, but this is the one thing where it's the video and we show it at the bottom.
Oh, do you?
I'm used to doing it on the audio podcast because...
It's a reflex at this point.
Yeah, no, I get it. So, anyway, check out our stuff. We'll be uploading all that and hanging out here, and stay fake nerds.